The shutters of my eyes are lifted by the train's own carol. Blanketed snow on a growing ridge, now straining both pupils. I catch the slightest warmth from out through the unwashed glass. It might be less subtle had I awoken just 2 minutes earlier to claim the seat this ermine golem is in. But no sense fussing. I'd have slept through much of the view anyway. Today's the third Sunday of Advent, one which leaves little room for Christ, yet plenty still for blood, same as any other calendar day of late. When Father reminded me, I promptly lost all will and vague desire to toil in his textile workshop. As a child, there were few ways more effective at removing myself from bed than unlatching the window, so I recoiled from the winter chill that enters, slumbering long enough to meet the Erdhenne, recurring agelessly again in a nightmare. Or, preferably, feeling Mother's hand upon my ribcage, exposed after some rolling around. She would tell me that we are going to the Christkindlmarkt, and I'd be dressed in the amount of time it took a foot to reach the floor. To my surprise, this morning I was spared a verbal tempest from Father, as he informed me of his departure for Aachen on securing another business loan. This motivated my rebellious urge. Until now, I've given without threat to propriety. If just for half a day, I crave the opposite. From atop the station hillside, I overlook the market below. Various stalls surround the church, general store, inn, and Rathaus. The crowd appears significantly sparse compared to when I last visited with Mother, deciduous as the trees cornering the village outskirts. However, the spicy smells of ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon are making up for any void the crowd left. My nostrils feel tickled, despite their stuffiness. Hunger draws me down to the source. Lebkuchen may not constitute the typical breakfast, but my stomach won't argue. The sweets laid out in still confidence, greater than the rickety, faded vermilion wood sheltering them. I hand the old lady several pfennigs for 3 cookies of different shapes, sizes, and glazes. Facing away, I spot a place to quell my grumbling. An empty bench, decorated with evergreen garlands. But before nearing the bench, a father, dragged along by his young daughter, beat me to it.
Why is Mama taking so long?
The little girl's head tilts like a rocking horse, swinging her tight hair.
She's finding the perfect gift for you. It took you a while to think of hers, didn't it?
Responds the father as he massages the back of his neck.
It was hard.
That's why your mother is still out there. She wants to give you something you love. Something you deserve.
Am I getting cold?
Do you love coal?
Nein.
Then rest assured, you've always been a darling girl.
The exchange warms my chest, as though I'm wearing an extra layer. Could I be staring into a mirror of my childhood or future adulthood? Perhaps it is too late. I'm inclined to thank them for existing in this spirit. So I removed the largest of the 3 cookies, gingerbread resembling, somewhat modestly, a siphon nutcracker, from the paper wrapping. I know it's still early, but would you like this cookie? I asked the girl. She releases a gasp outweighing her size.
Really? Can I, Papa?
The father expresses his approval with a firm nod and smile. It doesn't take long for the girl to be had the cookie.
What do you say?
Lecker.
The father gently grabs her chin so she can see the words he's mouthing.
Dankeschön.
With the snow picking up, more and more clinging to the awnings and roofs of each stall, I hold the remaining 2 cookies beneath my nose for comfort. Taking in the market sights, sounds, and smells helps keep my mind off the almost paralyzing cold. There's an iron Schwibbogen lit in the window of a nearby shop. What I wouldn't give to join the rout scene, protected by candles. But something in these racks of used winter wear, frocks, fur soles und so weiter may do the trick. Although I have only so many marks to spare, my wardrobe can spare the room. However, everybody else at the market looks cozy, wearing less, which encourages me to believe that I should too. My attention lands on a Tyrolean hat, the feather of a golden eagle attached. It may be a misled suspicion, but father could appreciate this. His workshop lacks the materials to produce it himself. Pockets lighter, I continue through the market wearing the newly purchased hat. It's a tad oversized, loosely fitting my scalp. Father need not be concerned there. Most of the crowd has congested in front of a stage of carolers performing Am Weihnachtsbaum die Lichter brennen. I'm smelling the cookies once again, eyes shut as if they brought me somewhere beyond this market, when suddenly a piercing wind brings me back. The Tyrolean hat is sent flying into the dense crowd, nobody seeming to take notice. I chase after it, but by the time I squeeze through, snowfall begins veiling the street. No longer in sight, the hat may already be buried underneath the snow. A mystery whether I'll find it sooner than the arrival of spring. Feeling defeated as the carolers sing merrily, I head toward the tavern. A disheveled man stumbles out the Ratskeller door, blocking passage. Wrapped around his left wrist is a band of mistletoe, along with evidence of a rush. He's adjusting his belt buckle while leering at the three ladies huddled together by the building's facade.
"Morning, ladies,"
slurs the drunk.
"I know what will warm your insides better than Glühwein. Care to follow?"
The ladies respond one by one with ungloved palms on the drunk's face. He wanders off, and now the Ratskeller is quite inviting. I claimed a table that would hopefully avoid pressure from staff to order food I cannot afford. So far, the cold is uninterrupted. My cookies are uneaten, and the market carries on unrepentant. Try as I might, my head has sunken into my arms. Torturous thoughts, all separate voices. Among them, I hear one that's familiar.
"You found me."
Father? He's standing with what appears to be a glass of Eierpunsch. I wasn't looking for you.
"You should be looking after the shop. Why the hell are you here?"
Ages have passed since I visited this market. I missed how I felt. But rather than nostalgic, I'm embarrassed now. I bought you a gift and immediately lost it to the wind. Such an embarrassing, shameful waste of money.
Well, you can't let your guard down against nature, as I've tried to make you understand. Even so, you didn't have to get me anything more.
Father's eyes and tone of voice signal a gentleness I didn't know he was capable of. Anything more? Curious what father meant.
The best gifts take effort to unwrap. I came here in search of something to give you for a change, for I doubt it could be found in Aachen.
I'm unable to reply.
You know, we've yet to experience all the market has to offer. How about we pray that our workshop will still be standing upon our return?
The glass of Eierpunsch is slid across the table. It ignites an old memory of mother, during our first ever visit to the market, when she taught me how wonderfully certain beverages paired with cookies. She suggested I never refrain from sharing what I had to share. That included not merely just the physical, the edible, but as a foolish, spoiled child, I could only grasp those. Turns out, it wasn't the market depriving me of warmth.